How y'all doing? How y'all doing, beautiful people? Welcome back to another beautiful video of mine. Beautiful people. Hope you had a good day, a good afternoon, and a good evening wherever you are. Challenge equals growth. That means up the only way to go. Stay blessed and continue elevating. We're going to continue. Do not believe everything you think. And it was a beautiful introduction to chapter 8. Excuse me. I'll use this as a bookmark. Last book read, we were just still covering how we can control or understanding how we can have no thought and still enjoy our lives. And I'm going to continue. There are two sources of goals. Goals created out of inspiration and goals created out of desperation. When goals are created out of desperation, we feel a large sense of scarcity and urgency. It feels heavy, like a burden. We may even feel daunted by the colossal task we've just committed to ourselves. Imposter syndrome and self-doubt begin to manifest. And we always feel like we never have enough time for anything. We go about our life frantically, desperately searching for answers and ways that we can accomplish our goals faster. Always looking externally, never feeling enough or that we can ever get enough. Worst of all, if we happen to accomplish our goal within a few hours days afterwards, all of those same feelings of lack begin to resurface. We begin not feeling content with what we have done, unable to savor our accomplishments, and because what we did never feels like it's enough. We feel that same way about ourselves, not knowing what else to do. We look around for guidance externally to see what others almost lost my page in this book doing what others are doing and see they're continuing to do the same thing. Thus, we go ahead and proceed to set another goal out of desperation is an attempt to escape all of the negative feelings yawning away at your soul. We dig a little deeper into these types of goals we set. They are all typically means goals and not end goals. In other words, the goals we set in this state of desperation are all a means to an end. There's always a reason we want to accomplish the goal, and it's always for something else. For example, we want to create a multi-million-dollar business because we want financial freedom, or we want to quit our job so that we can escape the stress and anxiety that comes from the job or, whatever. We feel like we have to do these things instead of want to. Goals created from desperation are typically realistic and created from analyzing our past and what we think to be plausible in the moment. It feels very confining and limiting. Although these types of goals and dreams may excite us in the moment, as soon as we begin to try to create it, we feel a lack and we are desperate to bring them dream to life. Paradoxically, if we do end up achieving a goal created out of desperation, we end up feeling even more empty than we did before it. The next logical thing we tend to do is set an even bigger goal out of it, an even greater desperation to help fully make us feel whole inside. This is how most of us set our goals and how we live our lives. I'm also not saying this to criticize or judge at all, but to reveal the reality of it. The only reason why I was able to describe it in a painful and excruciating detail was because that was my life. Here's the good news. It's not your fault that you set goals that if you are and there's a way out, excuse me. It's through creating goals and dreams out of inspiration instead of desperation. When we create goals out of inspiration versus desperation, it is a completely different story. In this state, we are creating because we feel deeply moved, inspired, and expensive. It feels like a calling rather than an obligation. It is like there's a powerful force of life coming from within us, wanting to express through us to be made manifest into the physical world. This is why painters paint, why dancers dance, why writers write, and why singers sing. Even if they never get paid or making a living from it, we feel pulled by force to create something. We gravitate towards it. We feel compelled to do it. When we feel like this, we are creating from a place of abundance instead of lack. Most surprising of all is that in this state, we are creating not from any reason at all, other than because we simply want to. We don't create because we feel like we have to. We create because we simply want to, and there is no other reason. We aren't creating these goals so that we can do something else or use it to a means to get something else we want. This creating from a place of wholeness and abundance. It's an overflowing of love and joy for life. This is the reason why most of us want to have kids. It's not so that we can milk our kids for their money once they're old enough to work and hopefully use them as a retirement plan. We want to have kids because we want to share the abundance of what we have with them. And it comes from a place of sharing what we have lots of versus trying to get something out of them. This feeling of deep inspiration is incredibly difficult to describe because it does not come from this world. It really doesn't come from us, but through us from something greater than us. I like to call this feeling divine inspiration because the ideas of and vision we have of what we want to create seem to be far bigger than we could have possibly imagined or come up with ourselves. Since divine inspiration doesn't come from us, but from something greater, it doesn't analyze or rely on past data or what you or anyone in the world has already accomplished. Divine inspiration is what happens when groundbreaking creations and inventions are created that seem to be impossible not too long ago. It knows no boundaries, limits, or constraints. It is an incredibly expensive force that energizes and lifts us, making us feel like we're high on life. In this state, we feel whole, complete, filled with unconditional love, joy, and peace. We don't analyze, compare, criticize, judge, or rationalize anything, but instead, we truly live, love, share, give, create, grow, and nourish. It really is one of the greatest feelings we can experience, and it is truly a gift that we can experience the divine as humans. And it's because we're from the same source, beautiful people. You truly love to see it. This is in the middle of chapter 8, and we have learned that creating from inspiration is better than desperation because we're creating from a divine source with inspiration and something we lack out of desperation. And that will be all for today's video, beautiful people. I hope you truly learned something today. Like I always say, beautiful people, challenge equals growth. That means up the only way to go. Stay blessed and continue elevating. Much love from your boy Joku. I really appreciate it if you guys feel free to engage. And yeah, until next time.